Welcome to the Dark Nook Monster Shop. I made this video on how to make a monster glove a few years ago, and I wanted to add an audio track to explain what I'm doing. Here are some of the materials I'll be using. Check the description for a more detailed list. Apparently, a lot of people are using this video to make hands for Vecna costumes. You know, Vecna from Stranger Things, this guy. These work gloves were about $3 at Walmart. They're the cheapest ones I could find. You're gonna need some wood chopsticks. Plastic ones just won't work because you have to cut them into pieces, so make sure they're the bamboo kind. First, I'll take some garden wire, about 3 times the length of the finger that I want, fold it over once, and then twist it up. One of the chopsticks comes in real handy for this. Then repeat this process, one for every finger and one for the thumb. Twist it up like this, it's strong enough to stay in position, but still easy enough to move and pose. Mark out roughly the locations of the knuckles on the chopsticks. Then put the glove on, make a fist, and mark out the actual location of your knuckles on your hand. Then cut apart the chopstick on the marks and position them on the hand. And it was at this point I made this whole glove and the battery died and the file corrupted, so I had to make it again. So you can see the finished glove in the back there, all wrapped in duct tape. First, position the wire so it starts behind the first knuckle, then tape it down. Next, position the chopstick so it lines up with your second knuckle, and tape it down. Put the next bit of chopstick just a little further forward, tape it down. Leave enough room for the knuckle to bend. This is going to give you a ton of mobility in the hand. Next, tape the last pieces of the chopstick to the wire. Repeat this process for all 4 fingers and the thumb. Then, put on the glove and wrap it in duct tape. Be careful not to wrap it too tight. You want your hand to slide in and out of this glove relatively easily. You should wind up with this stick figure Freddy glove here. Then I start cutting up a bath sponge to bulk out the shape of the fingers and the palm. Round the corners and attach it with masking tape. Why masking tape now? Because the latex will stick better to the masking tape than to the duct tape. Repeat this process for all the fingers and thumb. Then cover the whole thing in masking tape. Careful not to wrap it too tight though, or you won't be able to get your hand in and out easily. I wrapped it too tight, so I had to cut up the side, trying very hard to only cut the tape and not cut the glove. Then I used some more sponge to build up the size and shape of the palm, and wrap that all in masking tape as well. Now, I paint liquid latex over the masking tape. Paint the whole glove with a coat of liquid latex and let it dry. I cut out those little styrofoam balls. I cut them in half, and then I painted them with latex. When they were dry, I stuck them on the big knuckles, and then painted over them with more latex. Then, I start tapping single-ply tissue paper into the wet latex, kind of like paper mache. This will not only secure the knuckles to the glove, but it'll blend them in like they're under the skin, because technically they are. Then go ahead and cover the whole thing in wet latex and tissue paper. I also painted some latex on the bag that the chopsticks came in. I roll it from the edge and cut it off to make veins. Stick the latex veins right to the back of the hand and they'll stick like glue to this latex. Then coat it with even more latex and tissue paper. Now I needed fingernails, so I pushed the back of the paintbrush into a piece of clay and painted latex and tissue into it. When it was dry, I pull it out, stick it on the glove, trim it and I've got a fingernail. Then I take some cotton dipped in latex and shape the skin around the fingernail. I also use the cotton and latex to build up the knuckles. I mix my acrylic paints with latex and water. I use a nice purple to paint the veins and the low points in the knuckles and nails. Once that's dry, I paint the same color over the whole hand, but I wipe it back off with a wet paper towel. Then, I paint the whole thing with a pasty yellowish color. This will dry mostly translucent, so you'll still be able to see the veins showing through. Then, I hit it with a darker yellow-brown wash. And when that's dry, I hit it with an even browner wash. Then I dry brush it with that first pasty yellow color again. That helps pop all the high points and details. Next, the two-part epoxy glue. I mix up a little batch, and then I paint it directly onto the latex fingernails. This will make them hard and shiny. And we're done! That's it!
Who's a good boy? Oh, who's a good boy?